these guys do have a great marriage. You know what I mean? They have a great relationship. You wouldn't be where you're at without her support. You know that, right? So give Jessica. Woo! Here's the deal, guys, and I'm just going to talk, because I have no idea actually what he's going to talk about for the rest of the time. I saw Kris go from a person that had no confidence in himself at all when I got on the phone. And I'm just being right. When I met Kris, he had no confidence in his ability to make money whatsoever. He just wanted to learn. He was super unconfident about like the deficiencies he's got. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us have this stuff in our mind, like I can't pay attention to stuff. Well, I can't either. It's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not organized. Well, neither am I. Or I'm not super creative. Well, you know, neither is Tony Rock. You know what I'm saying? Some people are organized, some people aren't. And I told Kris, I said, you're gifted, right? Like, you're gifted. Stop it. Stop getting negative. Stop it, dude. You know? And a lot of you guys, here's the best thing that you can get is by just being here, is realizing that about a year ago, he was on a webinar, broke, down to his last few $100s, right? Never had any success in his life, never made more than $3,000 in his life, ever. And now he's here, right? And if that can happen, magic can happen for you, right? And all you've got to do, all you really got to do is just decide to believe in yourself like we believe in you, right? Because this is going to be a lot bigger than any of this is. And here's what I'm looking for, and this is what I always look for, right? So maybe it doesn't feel that special. What I'm looking for is who in this room is going to stretch this year, right? Who in this room is going to stretch this year? Right? It's a good question to ask, and it's Simon, right? See you, brother. I didn't even see you. Give Simon to me. Probably like Simon's or something like that. You guys partner up for this? So part of this is your team too, or are you just?
Yeah, I've got about 10 from the UK here, and a few from America also in my team. So yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Who of you is on one of our teams somewhere and somehow? We kind of adopt people. That's what we call the Law Network.
Yeah. Well,
any strays in power that needs support, we kind of adopt them. The ones of our team, glad to have everyone here.
Well, this is all I'm going to say, and then we're going to take off. We're going to jump from place to place to place. What I'm going to say is that you guys, who here has gotten more value this weekend already? Oh, yeah. Now, this is a disconnect. Everybody's got varying levels. People always think they need something to be. You know what I mean? Usually, if you're struggling, probably what you think you need is not actually what you need. Right? Because you're struggling, and you're not aware of what you do. Right? If you were aware, then you know and you wouldn't be asking the questions, right? So that was a really convoluted sentence, like Kris Darty says all the time. But I thought and here's what most people need, especially if they're newer or not having success at a high level yet. What they really need is they need a little bit of a shift in their identity financially, a shift in their identity of what they can achieve and what they can do, right? And everybody in here, I'm telling you, you're at least 10 times greater than the best achievement. Okay? And I know that because I've seen so many crazy stories of people that you would not know what they did later in life. Right? I use Justin Brentfield all the time because it's a newer story and because I know him personally. But there's thousands of them here. Who here's made money with us, at least a little bit? Right? Now, not everybody, right? Some of you don't want to raise your hands because you don't feel like it's enough or whatever. I actually think it's funny here because people who are struggling in a normal network marketing business, they aren't making usually $25 a month or $100 a month. They're like, I'm struggling. And people who struggle with power are like, I'm only making $3,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. It's just different. Here's the thing, guys, is realize number one, the goal that you've got now is probably too small. Number two, you're greater than that you think you are. You just are, right? And number three, you can do whatever you want to do with this, whatever you want to do. There are people in this room, and all you need to do is act and take action and focus for once in your life, right? And all of us, hey, look, God, I mean, have I been like the most ADD person ever or what? You know what I'm saying? I am in this speech, I can't even stay on the same topic, or am I doing that on purpose? No, you really don't. Some more combination of words. I'm the most ADD person in the universe, right? But when I realized something, that was I realized that in order to achieve anything great, I had to have a vision, I had to know what I wanted, and I had to focus focus on it like there was something else. When I realized that, that's when I started to achieve results. Because when I got clear, everything around me changed. My brain started deleting all the failures in my past. All of a sudden, it wasn't necessary to me anymore. So a couple things. First of all, how many people in this room are going to be in Chicago?
Me.
Okay, everybody. Now, how many of you have already bought your ticket? There's a problem there. Okay, you see that? Right? When you make a commitment to something, take action. Let me tell you a story just real quick here, and this is useful for everybody in the room. Right now, I'm not putting you in the spot if you didn't raise your hand the second time. You was a little nervous because I'm challenging you, right? That's okay. I've been challenged too by people. Never actually challenged me the other day. What I do is sit there and listen, right? Because that's how you grow. When somebody's around you and they give you good feedback, you grow, right? You guys okay with good feedback for a second? Do I have your permission to coach you a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, we're in Florida, and Kris Records down there with us. Now he's part time. He made 40 grand last month, and he was selling an unusual amount of master's courses, right? More than almost everybody in Power Network sells per person. Now Nick probably is more right now, right? But I said, what are you doing? Because if you're doing something excellent, I want to know what you're doing, right? So what are you doing? And what he'd done was he basically offered a personal incentive if they bought by a certain date the master's course, and then he just kind of kept extending the incentive. Like I'll take 10 in the next 2 weeks. Okay, I'll take 10 in the next 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Well, because he was doing that, because he was connecting with his team and giving them specific challenges, right? Rather than just saying just buy it whenever, which is what most of us do, right? He had a lot of people who were taking action immediately. So as a result of that, he was making about $3,000 a day, and then he took a 2-week vacation and still made $40,000 in December, part-time, right? Which is ridiculous in anything, right? Now, here's what happened. You remember this day? I was in the room with Kris, and I said, so that's what you're doing? He said, yeah. And I said, everybody, we've got leaders in the room right now. We need to do a live stream and record something with a time-based incentive, right, that goes into a funnel that exists on our site. So we can take what you just said, and we can implement it for everybody. And they said, when? And I said, now, get the emails out, right? We sent emails out within 10 minutes, right? About 20 minutes later, we were in a live stream. So we were recording with video camera, which is lucky because the live stream cut out. But now we're in a funnel with some coaching series on the site. What's the point? It took me exactly about 30 seconds to take action. I was in a network marketing company called ILG, and I probably shouldn't repeat that, but it's okay, they're out of business because they're morons, right? And what happened was, as I was building this thing, I had this big dream, and the company owners canceled on it, right? But I realized something, that you have got to take action quickly, okay? When you make a commitment, you just got to take action, guys. There's no waiting around, right? If you want to get results, when you learn something, start taking action immediately. I like Kris Darty, he says that all the time. He kind of embeds team take massive action in every sentence. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is that taking action immediately is super important, right? So here's what happened. The company goes out of business. Guess how long it took me to move my team? About 8 hours. You remember that?
I remember that.
Phone hung up. I was in a new organization, right? Taking my team with me a half an hour later. Made $6,700 in a day in a company where it didn't make any sense. Why? Because I took massive action. Now, what did you guys just tell me when nobody raised their hands and they said they have tickets already? It means that you made a commitment to go there without buying tickets immediately, right? And I'm going to tell you as a behavioral thing that if you want to create massive results, right, here's what you've got to do. You learn something and start acting on it immediately, right? And it'll change your life, right? I'm telling you that, of course, because I just asked the question. Now, here's what I want to challenge you guys to do. Who's going to go to Chicago?
Yes.
Who's going to buy their tickets for the next 30 minutes? Come on. Buy your tickets, right? You need to buy your tickets over this weekend. We're going to increase the price anyways, but you need tickets. Right? You just do, right? Figure it out. So it'll be on the website. I actually didn't know what this one was at either. Now, second thing, and then we got to go to the next room, right? Guys, we have this is what we're looking for, all right? Because, you know, we're all weirdos, right? We want to go out there in life and, like, conquer great things, but never want to commit to anything, you know? It's like men are like, it's like, you know, I want to be with this girl, but also these three, you know what I'm saying? It's just how we are, right? Well, if you guys want to create results, you got to get around people that know what you want to know and act like you need to act to create those results. If you want to learn great kung fu, you don't go and learn from, you know, a fat, slow guy that never did kung fu. You go I'm telling you, all of you need to be there. Okay? If you want results here, you need to make a commitment. When you stretch yourself and you take action all the time consistently on your vision, magic happens in your life. You get a first benefit revenue. Okay? You know that, even if you're not doing it. Right? If we all do that in the community, we could be 10 times better than ours. With that, amen. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for doing what you did. I didn't mean to interrupt your meeting. Yeah, you just got started. You'll be here for 18 more hours. Just stay up until tomorrow, right? You stay up till tomorrow. Get your tickets tonight to Chicago because we'll call you out for you tomorrow. I hate making you feel guilty. At least you warned. I just had to say that. Huh? At least you warned. Yeah.
There's free internet in America.
Yeah, free internet in America. You've got it. If you don't have an internet, if somebody's got one, they can pass around the internet. Make sure your neighbor has at least 5 tickets, and if they don't, send them wrong. And no, seriously, meet us back. Get clear on this weekend. And let's do it.
No, super useful. I think you said. Guys almost say this. Yeah, great. Now we're meeting with you guys in this series. Here, which is crazy. Here's what I'm telling you, okay? It's from observation. Kris has got around us at the very beginning, and he had some skill sets identified from the crowd. He was able to take those skill sets and then make more money. What you guys need to do is focus over the next 90 days and get on the stage in Chicago. I'm telling you something, if you can, and I'm telling you, some of you listen to some of you won't, I'm not here to sell and tell, but if you focus, if you get on stage in Chicago, give you the opportunity to do it, your life will change. I'm telling you, your life will change. A lot of you are looking for the secret, you're chasing the dragon, and I'm telling you, if you can get in front of people, you can get on stage and get some notification from us, because why does Kris Darty sell solutions? A, he's good, B, because he's got lots of education. Okay? It's the only difference between him and you. Okay? You're sitting in the chair, and not a whole lot of people know your name right now. That's why. Okay? That's why in sales presentations, social proof testimonials are the most powerful part of the sales letter or sales presentation. It's because you can have the most compelling sales presentation in the world. And if that person is watching thinking that nobody else is doing it, they will not buy. But if you have the worst sales presentation in the world, and a crowd, an army of people storming the door, do you know what people do? They'll go just because everybody's doing it. So that's the power of social proof. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, if you want to change your life in 2013, you have to create a result that is going to be worthy of us edifying. And when we start to edify you, what happens? Everything happens. That's all I got to say, guys. If you can let that marinate, it'll change your life. I love you.
Just point, no, I'm pointing it out so you don't like go like this. You know what I'm saying?
He did see it on the stage.
Make sure you tag us in those photos.